They conquered more land in 25 years than the Roman Empire did in 400. From China to Eastern Europe, from the Arctic to the Persian Gulf. The largest contiguous land empire in human history. The Mongols were not the biggest warriors. They were not the most technologically advanced. They did not have the best weapons or the strongest fortifications. They had something far more powerful. A training philosophy forged on the harshest landscape on earth, the Mongolian steppe, that produced warriors of such extraordinary endurance, adaptability, and mental toughness that no army in the world could stop them. Today we unlock the Mongol warrior training secrets and show you exactly how to build the unstoppable body and mind of history's greatest conquerors. Welcome back to Stoic Athlete, where ancient wisdom meets modern fitness. The Mongol Empire, under Genghis Khan and his successors, was active from 1206 to approximately 1368 AD. In that time, they conquered over 24 million square kilometers of territory, an area larger than the entire African continent. But what made the Mongols extraordinary was not just their military strategy. It was the training system built into every aspect of their nomadic warrior life from birth. Mongol children learned to ride horses before they could walk properly. They trained in archery, wrestling, and endurance from age 3. By the time they were warriors, they had been training their entire lives. Today, we break down 5 Mongol warrior training principles that will completely transform your physical and mental approach to training. The Mongolian steppe is one of the most unforgiving environments on Earth. Temperatures drop to -40 degrees in winter. Summer brings scorching heat and dust storms. Water is scarce. Food is uncertain. The landscape is vast, empty, and completely indifferent to human survival. And yet, the Mongols did not just survive this environment. They thrived in it. They used it. They let it forge them into something that every other civilization in the world simply could not match. The steppe was their gym, and it was open every single day, regardless of weather, mood, or motivation. Genghis Khan himself, born Temujin, survived extraordinary hardship before becoming the greatest conqueror in history. He was abandoned by his tribe as a child. He lived in poverty and near starvation. He was captured and enslaved. He endured betrayal, loss, and conditions that killed most people who experienced them. And every single hardship made him harder, more adaptable, more capable of surviving and thriving in conditions that destroyed others. For the Stoic athlete, the Steppe philosophy means one thing: stop looking for perfect training conditions. The gym is too crowded. The weather is too hot. The equipment is not right. You did not sleep well enough. You are too tired. The Mongol warrior trained on the steppe in -40 degrees, with no equipment, no gym, and no certainty of food or water. Your conditions are not the problem. Your relationship with imperfect conditions is the problem. Train in the conditions you have, always, without exception. The environment does not need to be perfect. You need to be adaptable. Mongol warriors could ride up to 100 miles per day on horseback. They carried minimal supplies, surviving on dried meat, blood from their horses, and whatever they could forage. They could go days without stopping for proper rest. They could fight. At the end of marches that would have completely destroyed soldiers from any other civilization, this extraordinary endurance was not built through dedicated training sessions. It was built through the demands of nomadic life itself. Every day on the steppe was an endurance challenge. Riding, hunting, moving camp, training in wrestling and archery. From childhood to old age, the Mongol warrior never stopped building their physical capacity. They had no concept of rest days, because their life demanded constant movement and physical engagement. For the modern Stoic athlete, the Mongol endurance principle has two applications. First, build your endurance base relentlessly, not just cardiovascular endurance, mental endurance. The ability to continue when everything says stop, to push through the third hour of effort when most people quit after the first, to maintain form and focus when exhaustion is complete. Second, make movement a constant, not just scheduled training sessions, daily movement as a lifestyle. Walk more, take the stairs, move your body constantly throughout the day, the way a Mongol warrior moved on the steppe. The Mongols did not build their legendary endurance in training sessions. They built it by making physical demand the constant baseline of their existence. Rise your baseline, move more, rest less, build endurance that never stops growing. Here is something extraordinary about Genghis Khan that completely separated him from every other military leader of his era. He promoted based entirely on merit, not on birth, not on tribal connections, not on family wealth or social status. In a world where position was almost universally determined by who you were born to, Genghis Khan looked only at what you could do. The best archer led the archers. The best cavalry commander led the cavalry. The most capable strategist became a general, regardless of their background, their tribe, or their social standing. This created a military culture of extraordinary competitive excellence. Every warrior knew that their position was earned and maintained through performance. There were no guaranteed positions, no inherited ranks, only demonstrated capability. And this merit system produced something remarkable. Every warrior in the Mongol army was constantly pushing to improve, because improvement was the only currency that mattered. For the Stoic athlete, Genghis Khan's merit system is the most honest possible assessment of your training. Your body does not care who you are. It does not care about your background, your excuses, or your intentions. It responds only to what you actually do. You cannot buy a strong body. You cannot inherit discipline. You cannot network your way to athletic excellence. You earn it. Rep by rep, session by session, Day by day, the Mongol warrior earned their position through demonstrated capability every single day. So, must you stop talking about training? Stop planning the perfect program. Stop waiting for the right moment. Earn your position. Show up and perform. Let your results speak for what you actually do, not what you intend to do. The Mongols defeated every army they faced. Chinese armies, Persian armies, Russian armies, European armies. Armies that fought completely differently from each other. And the Mongol secret was not that they had one superior fighting style. It was that they had no fixed fighting style at all. They adopted the best elements of every civilization they encountered. Chinese siege warfare technology, Persian administrative systems, Islamic scientific knowledge, Russian military tactics. They were completely without ego about learning from those they had defeated. If a conquered civilization had something better, the Mongols took it and made it their own. This radical adaptability made them virtually undefeatable. Because you cannot prepare a defense against an enemy who fights differently every time. For the modern Stoic athlete, Mongol adaptability means releasing your attachment to any single training method, style, or program. The gym is closed. Train outside. Equipment is unavailable. Use body weight. Injury limits one movement. Build around it. Time is short. Do less more intensely. Energy is low. Train at lower intensity, but still train. The rigid athlete breaks when conditions change. The adaptable athlete finds a way regardless of conditions. Genghis Khan built the greatest empire in history by adapting to every obstacle, every enemy, every environment he encountered. You are building the greatest version of yourself. Adopt the same philosophy. Adapt to everything. Be stopped by nothing. The Mongols had a battle principle that struck terror into every army they faced. They never left a campaign unfinished. If a city resisted, they returned. If an army escaped, they pursued. If a territory rebelled, they came back with more force. They did not move on and forget. They did not accept partial victory. They committed completely to every campaign until it was finished. This absolute commitment to completion was psychological warfare as much as military strategy. Every enemy knew, if you resist the Mongols, they will always come back. There is no escape. There is no hiding. There is no waiting them out. The only choice was submission or total destruction. For the Stoic athlete, the Mongol commitment principle means finishing what you start every single time. The set you began, finish it. The program you committed to, complete it. The training goal you set, pursue it until it is achieved. Do not leave campaigns unfinished. Do not start a training program and abandon it after 3 weeks when motivation fades. Do not set a goal and quietly drop it when it gets hard. The Mongol warrior who left a campaign unfinished was a failure, regardless of how much territory they had already conquered. The athlete who quits 3 weeks into a 12-week program has achieved nothing, regardless of how hard those 3 weeks were. Finish what you start, always, non-negotiably, because the discipline of completion is what separates the athlete who builds something real from the athlete who spends their entire life starting over. The Mongols conquered the world, not through superior technology, not through greater numbers, not through any single advantage that other civilizations lacked, but through a combination of endurance, adaptability, merit, commitment, and a training philosophy built into every single day of their lives from birth. Here are your 5 Mongol warrior training principles. 1. Embrace your harshest conditions. Stop waiting for perfect. Train in what you have, always. 2. Build endurance that never stops. Make movement your constant baseline. Push your capacity further every single week. 3. Earn your position. Your body responds only to what you actually do, not what you intend. Earn your results, rep by rep. 4. Adapt to everything. Release attachment to any single method. Find a way regardless of conditions. Be stopped by nothing. 5. Finish what you start. Every set, every program, every goal. No campaigns left unfinished. The Mongols rode across an entire continent on horses, with minimal food and water, and conquered everything in their path. You have a gym, a body, and everything you need. The steppe is waiting. This is Stoic Athlete. Train your body. Master your mind. Conquer everything. Subscribe for a new video every week. The ancient warriors are waiting.